and a huge night for your career as well.
Massive night for my career. So yeah, victorious, 100%. That's my goal, that's my plan, and that's my motivation. So yeah, looking forward to it. Respect to the team. May the best man win.
Arts.
Well, my thoughts on it is that Jake Paul's had a lot of accusations over the years. For a guy who's had no amateur fights, what's he had, about 10 or 12
Fights, yeah.
fights? I'm not sure what he's had. And, you know, you look at the opposition he's had and people saying, when's he going to fight somebody? He stepped up. He's stepping up to a two-time world champion, a genuine heavyweight, a proper heavyweight champion, and an active fighter. And this is a big moment for it.
Spotlight's on. Netflix is gearing up to air Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua on December 19th, an 8-round clash with 3-minute frames that finally shuts down every critic claiming Jake only picks undersized opponents.
AJ is 6'6", 250. Even if AJ just wants to keep him on the end of a jab, look at the reach. He's got a 6-inch reach on Jake, and trust me, the Chloe concept has told me the 6 inches is more than enough, okay? So that's gonna be a problem. Again, not even talking about the fact that AJ is more dangerous with just his power, but the jab, the reach, the extent, turnover of the right hand, he's going to be able to hit Jake at range. Jake can't even hit him. 43 amateur fights, 32 pro fights. He's 28-4. He's an Olympian. He's a gold medalist. He's won the world title. Delusional, yes. Very rich, yes. It's insane.
Fans asked for him to fight someone his own size and experience level, and now he's standing across from a 2-time heavyweight champion. The rules are full professional standards. Joshua has to weigh in below 245 pounds. A drop from the 250 plus is carried recently, and both fighters will compete in standard 10-ounce gloves.
If Anthony Joshua wants to turn up and just make it look like an exhibition, I don't know what that helps Anthony Joshua do besides get a big paycheck. If that's all he needs and that's all he wants, given the fact that he's been demolished by Daniel Dubois in his most recent fight, I thought Anthony was built of sterner stuff than that.
But many people just want to see Joshua back in the ring, Simon.
But
they want to see him fight again.
Well, they want to. No, they don't. They want to see him fight a legitimate fighter. They want to see if Anthony Joshua is now done. They want to see if Anthony Joshua being destroyed by Daniel Dubois is the end of the golden boy journey that apparently rebooted British boxing.
Well, this isn't some stunt. It's a real, dangerous heavyweight showdown squeezed into a high-stakes event. Circle the date. The opening press conference happens live on November 21st, and the tension is already building. Joshua now has to pull off a serious weight cut without losing the pop in his punches or the sharpness in his timing.
To me, it shows me his desire. Pick up 50 million along the way. Nobody can knock him for this. This is now business. This is business. For Jake Paul, absolutely crazy. Jake Paul is a domestic level professional fighter here in the UK. Would he win a British title? No, I don't think so.
Jake needs to make up for the experience gap and handle the size difference. Every tweak in training camp counts more than ever. This isn't just about money or headlines. It's a strategic battle with big punches. Right now, we're seeing the opening moves, and the reactions are split. Some are hyping Jake as a fearless risk-taker, applauding him for stepping into the ring with a heavyweight like Joshua, saying this is a kind of wild excitement boxing hasn't shown in years.
I give 100% respect to Jake Paul, but that's a dangerous fight for him. He probably gets knocked out, and I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not saying nothing bad, but Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua. You know, he's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you've seen what happened to him. Yeah. But big respects to Jake Paul. It's gonna be a good card. You know what I mean? It's a big fight, and it's a good fight, man. I give 100% respect to Jake Paul for even taking.
On the other side, plenty of people are looking at this fight and thinking Jake has completely lost it, wondering who wakes up, grabs a coffee, and says, yeah, today I'll take on the 6 feet 6 inches former unified heavyweight champ. Let's be real, you don't volunteer to face Anthony Joshua unless you're either insanely brave or a little detached from reality. But that mix of respect and disbelief, courage and sheer audacity, that's exactly what is a world glued to every update, debating at every barbershop, and refreshing their feeds like this is a season finale of boxing.
Don't count him out. You know, I think that's a very dangerous fight for Jake Paul. But at the end of the day, you know, we could have a big upset, you know. But I think that AJ is too much for Jake Paul at this point, and he's bigger than Jake Paul, in my opinion.
Do you think it's competitive? A lot of people are saying if AJ doesn't get him out of there in 2 rounds, it'll be a huge embarrassment.
I don't think that's not the case, that he's gonna get Jake Paul. At the end of the day, Jake Paul has been training hard too, and he's a pretty good fighter. I don't think he would take him out in 2-3.
Just when you thought the experts couldn't be more shocked, in walks David Hare with a presence so intense it could punch through AJ's heavy bag. The way he reacted, you'd think someone told him Jake Paul just challenged a runaway freight train. He's sitting there like, wait, this is actually happening. Not a joke, not a stunt. And honestly, we all feel the same way, because we're watching AJ train like he's treating this as a master level challenge, while Jake is out there proving he can handle a heavyweight storm. And yes, nothing was sugar-coated.
Derek said yesterday that he could see Jake leaving in an ambulance. Do you think it's that dangerous of a fight for Jake?
I think this fight, if you get knocked out, there's one thing in Ngannou getting knocked out with one shot. He's a big man. When you get hit by someone like Anthony Joshua, it's gonna put you out. And if you get put out, likelihood is you might need to go to the hospital to get a brain scan. Hopefully this isn't the case. He's not going to be dehydrated because it's a heavyweight. I think it'd be more of a quick.
He basically said Jake's hardest punch would bounce off Joshua like a pebble hitting a tank. And AJ's counter? It might have Jake searching for the nearest hospital. But the crazy part, Hayes still respects him, because picking Joshua is like skipping every ride in the amusement park and saying, nope, put me on the one that loops upside down over the shark tank. It's bravery, strategy, delusion, marketing, or maybe all the above. And whether you're applauding Jake for his guts or thinking he's scripting the wildest plot twist of 2024, Hayes' point is clear. AJ has nothing to lose. Jake risks everything. And we're getting a show nobody saw coming. But everyone is watching.
It's a no-win situation. There's nothing he's done in any of his previous fights where you can say, well, if he does this, that's going to work against Anthony Joshua. I think Jake Paul's best shot bounces off Anthony Joshua, and I think the opposite isn't the case. I think AJ gets him out of there very comfortably, and he'll get paid probably one of his highest paychecks ever. So it's I think it's a lose. It's a no-lose situation for Anthony Joshua. It's an easy night's work for a lot of pros.
Straight from David Hayes' blunt take, Gareth A. Davies breaks it down even colder. This fight is a payday for AJ, not a calculated move for legacy redemption. The rules are clear: 8 3-minute rounds, 10-ounce gloves, and AJ under 245 pounds. Making an official heavyweight bout. That matters because it removes just an exhibition loophole and puts real pressure on Joshua to perform. Davies' point hits hard. If AJ doesn't put Jake away early, think before the end of round 2, his reputation takes a massive hit. He's right, the optics are brutal. Win decisively, and AJ gets a payday plus a boost in US visibility. Fail, and Twitter will have a field day. Commissions and purists may grumble, but money talks, and this fight screams cash. Bottom line, high reward with serious risk, and AJ steps into the ring with everyone watching clock.
It is 10-ounce gloves, it is a boxing match, it's not an exhibition. This isn't a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. This is one of the most dangerous finishers in the world, who is probably 5 levels above Jake Paul and a weight division above him. I think it's irresponsible to let those two in a ring together in a proper boxing match. That's my view. It doesn't damage his bank balance, but if he earns $70 million for this...
Now let's switch to Chris Manx. He gives Jake credit where it's due. The guy has gone from trying to make weight for a 135-pound exhibition to training as a cruiser-turned-heavyweight in just a few weeks, switching sparring partners and running a full heavyweight camp in Puerto Rico. Manx reminds us Jake isn't just an internet sensation. He's handled huge stadium pressure before. Remember the 125 million viewers? And that right hand of his, it lands clean. Still, Manx keeps it realistic. This is more plausible shock than a likely upset. A 1 in a million knockout is possible, not impossible. Here's the raw truth we're all watching unfold. AJ has to dominate the opening rounds to silence critics and protect his legacy. Jake has to pull off the near impossible with timing, strategy, and that one perfect punch. For all of us, it's equal parts spectacle and technical gamble. Expect fireworks, expect debate, and expect everyone talking about it long after the final bell.
There's a bit of a cat and mouse game in the first round. Jake could get knocked down the first round and get up. Second round gets obliterated in the same way that Francis Ngannou gets obliterated. Enormous credit to Jake Paul for this, who is putting together the most unique box rec in professional boxing history. Nate Diaz is on his box rec. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is on his box rec. Mike Tyson is on his box rec. And come December 19th, Anthony Joshua is going to be on his box rec.
And Anderson Silva, remember?
Anderson Silva, one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. Ridiculous.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has proven his power in the ring. Mike Tyson has shown his legendary knockout skills. And come December 19th, Anthony Joshua is set to do the same. Think Anderson Silva, one of MMA's all-time greats, stepping into a boxing ring and dominating. Now, combining the high-pressure stakes from Gareth A. Davies with Chris Manx's 1 in a million knockout energy, we crash headfirst into Derek Chisora's world. And let me tell you, this man enters a conversation like someone handed him a microphone and a match at the same time. Chisora hears AJ versus Jake Paul and doesn't even flinch. He talks as if he already predicted a first-round explosion. While we're breaking down strategy and legacy, it's all about chaos, flying teeth, pure mayhem, someone needing an insurance claim. And the way he praises Jake, it's like Jake personally summoned this fight just by writing it down. But then Chisora flips it, warning AJ, if this drags past 5 rounds, the internet will roast you mercilessly. And honestly, he's not wrong. All of us will be talking Joshua down if it turns into a long slog. When he says AJ could drop Jake just by blowing on him, you know he's absolutely convinced.
It's not a game because I want to see some blood. I want to see somebody's teeth falling out. So I told Anthony, I already messaged Anthony as I listen. I tell you what, I said to AJ, if this goes past 5 rounds, everybody's going to be having a go at you because you can't go past 5 rounds with this kid. It has to go past 1 round or 2 rounds. Past beyond 4 or 5 rounds, you know, people are going to be doubting you as a fighter himself. So he has to smoke him out like what he did Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia in 1 round.
Chisora's already booking his flight to Miami like he's heading to watch a public spectacle, not just a boxing match. And the wild thing? As over-the-top as he sounds, he's voicing what half the boxing world is thinking but too cautious to post online after 9 p.m. So buckle up. If Gareth set the stakes and Manx laid out the odds, Chisora just gave us the raw, no-filter, bar fight version of reality. And it's amazing. After everything we've covered, here's the bottom line. This fight isn't just another matchup. It's a cultural moment. A rare collision where boxing, celebrity, risk, and pure chaos all converge in one ring. AJ is fighting for pride, reputation, and dominance. Jake is fighting for respect, survival, and the chance to prove, I told you so. And the rest of us? We're strapped in, popcorn ready, watching 2 completely different worlds collide under the brightest lights imaginable. No matter who you're rooting for or how you think it ends, one thing is certain. December 19th is going to have the boxing world buzzing for months.
I'm happy. I'm so happy for AJ because he's doing this for himself. And you have to understand, you have to give so much respect to Jake Paul. You know, whatever he says, he makes it happen. You know, before he was like he wants to fight Anthony Joshua and people were laughing at him. And then suddenly it's happened and people are like, wow, what's going on here? You know, so kudos to that kid, man. He's very good at promoting everything he does.
Now it's your turn. Jump into the comments and share your thoughts. Is Jake Paul changing the sport or risking it all? Is AJ on the hunt or just ticking boxes? Who comes out on top? Who gets exposed? And what's the real story when that final bell rings? Don't forget to hit like, share this breakdown, and subscribe.